Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This isn't going to be a long one. So, I have to pick up a friend of mine from Scarborough on Tuesday morning to take to Durham. To take to the passport office of all places. Now, I like to use APRS, but there is a little bit of an issue. Within 50 kilometres of Scarborough, igates and digipeaters, well, anything unattended beacon-wise is not allowed. And to that effect, I take that also to mean that APRS in general isn't allowed on 144.8. However, I have learnt that there is a receive-only igate operating in that area on 433.8, so on 70 centimetres. So that's sort of good news. I can also use APRSdroid as a backup measure anyway across the North Yorkshire moors, because the entire whole of the North Yorkshire Moors National Park is within that 50 kilometres, and therefore you can't use APRS there. You can still receive APRS beacons up there on 144.8, but they're originating from outside the area because it is actually high up for most of its run. So, what I'm going to do, carefully, because this is not held on very well, I'll be changing the mount later on, is I'm going to store this frequency into the APRS bank, which is bank B on this radio. I only use that specifically for APRS. I don't use it for anything else. So what I will need to do is I'm going to have to hold this with one hand. So first thing I'll need to do is press memory right. Now, where I would like it to go is in position number 2. But at the moment that's occupied by APRS from the International Space Station. I can reprogram that later. So what we need to do is I'll move it up to there. I believe you have to press and hold. Right, that's put that in there. I don't need to worry about that too much. No, it hasn't overwritten it. There we go. Overwrite. Okay, that's how you do it. So that's now in position 2. So, check that's in the memory mode. It is now in the memory mode. So what I want to do is go back into memory right again. And we're going to give that a name. So we'll go over to that. I'll press and hold this button. So, this is going to be fun, so I'm trying to look at it through the phone here. So, I'll much rather use that in uppercase. I'm going to have to swap hands again. So the drawbacks when you don't have a tripod and you're just filming off the cuff. Here we go. So I'm going to call this APRS. Hopefully I can press the right keys. Space. U. And we'll go to numbers. 1. Oh, that's 2. Try that again. Very difficult to do. There we go. Enter. Okay, done. Try that again. Overwrite again. Okay. APRS U1. So I can switch with the correct dial between the usual APRS frequency and the one for the RX-only igate operating near Scarborough, actually. I'm not sure whether it'll hear me across the entire whole of the North Yorkshire Moors National Park, but because I am using RG58 into the mount on the roof, which is a bit annoying because I couldn't use RG8 Mini because it's got that foam dielectric and the doors would crush that and things would get mucked up a bit. And yeah, that's the situation I wish to avoid. So that's programmed in. I want to set the transmit power not down a little bit because this is plugged into a cigarette lighter socket. So have it on the mid power. Won't make much difference dropping it from high to mid. So the reason why it's on the middle power is otherwise I'll end up popping the cigarette lighter socket fuse, and I really wish to avoid doing that. So that's programmed up, ready for my drive across to Scarborough. Once I'm because I'm going to Durham after that, I'll probably be going through Gisborough. Once I'm clear of Gisborough, I can switch back to the normal frequency that you can see here. I'm going to put this back onto here, if I can. There we go, because that's the frequency I'd want to be able to transmit on from the switch down below. So, hopefully that will all work as planned. I will be running a backup anyway in the form of my phone running APRSdroid, because that's always a good backup across the North Yorkshire moors, because it's down to the fact that GCHQ operate some kind of facility on the moor above Scarborough, I think. I think that's where it is. I have seen signs for it when I've been that way before. So, that's sort of solved my little problem, and hopefully that will keep it solved for every time I go to Scarborough. So, if I'm driving to and from Scarborough, just between Scarborough and the home QTH, it would be at the bottom of the infamous and notorious Sutton Bank, where I'd switch between the UHF and VHF frequencies. Now, I'm going to have to program the ISS back in there, but that's something I'm going to do another day. So, this is the first longer than a short video, but still a short one nonetheless. So, when I do that trip on Tuesday, I should be having the APRS beacon running. Well, I'll also have the backup as well, which will be in the form of this phone I'm recording off. This is my main mobile phone, running APRSdroid, because that will work as a backup, and also this radio will be transmitting the beacons on the correct frequencies. So, hopefully, all will be well, and I shouldn't have any problems. I don't think I should have any problems. I believe the antenna should be fine on 77s as well as 2 meters. I have checked that in the past and it seemed to be fine, but I can check it again another time, because I do have the VNA in the house that I can use to do that. So, I'll catch you in the next video. 7-3 for now.